Welcome back to Humber College as welcome back to Humber College as we get set here for the second game of the doubleheader, the men's basketball game between the Humber Hawks and the Sault College Cougars. We just saw the women dispatch pretty easily of the Cougars. It was 93-48 the final score, and these two teams, these men's basketball teams, met yesterday. 71-53, Humber winning. First win of the year for Humber. They come in 1-2. Sault College at 0-3. Michael Seff alongside Sean Togud. Sean, what's going to be the key here for Humber winning this one?
Well, you can bet with Sean Collins having 11 years as the head coach in this program, so he has a very specific way he wants his teams to play, and you can bet that the whole program will play that one specific way.
And 0-3, as we said, for Sault College, and each game has been not completely out of reach. 2 losses by 9 points, and an 18-point loss yesterday, 71-53. We told you was the score there. It was a big performance for Kenny Ejim. And let's talk about the keys to the game.
Well, the first key is good defense. Good defense leads to good offense. And obviously, moving the ball is also key. If you can move a ball moves quicker than a defender can move. And obviously, if you want to attack the rim, that's the best way to get high percentage shots, and you're more likely to get fouled if you're driving towards the rim.
So we'll see if Humber can follow up on those keys here today as they look for their second win in as many days. Will be their second win of the season. And a couple of losses, close games to begin the year. They lost to Lambton by 9 points, and then a day later by 3 in overtime to St. Clair before getting their first win here yesterday over the Cougars. As we said, 71-53. So trying to keep some of that momentum rolling after a big win, and we are just about set for tip-off here as it'll be Jalen King, and tip-off, it goes to Humber. I beg your pardon. That was Kenny Ejim against Cheon Fletcher. So as we get set, kicked out to Bukovic. Now moving it around is Kerwin Elvis. Out to the far side, there's Jordan Rose. Rose driving it in. Rose going in hard. He's fouled. Can't get the shot to go, but Rose will shoot too. Jordan Rose, 5'10" point guard, second year out of Toronto.
The foul is on number 1, Nick Matthews, Mike personal foul number 1, and team foul number 1.
I mean, we talked about this right off the top of the show, but we're starting to see it implemented right away. He drives to the rim and gets a blocking call.
And gets the first one to go. So Humber on the board first as Jordan Rose had just 3 points yesterday, but converts 2 here. So 2-0 in the early going in favor of the Hawks. So inbounding, and now it's Madziba who was called for the foul. Macbeth Madziba working the ball down. Michael Hepburn, and it's kicked out. Now back over to Madziba, and almost with a steal there, unable to corral it was Kerwin Elvis. Kerwin Elvis, second-year player out of Brampton. So it'll be inbounded by Jamaico McPherson. McPherson looking for somewhere to go, and finally does get it into Cheon Fletcher. Shot clock running down. Here's Joey Bruni. Bruni kicking it out of the wing, and then for 3, and getting it to go. Getting it to go there was Jamaico McPherson, who was in his 3rd year out of the Bahamas. So 3-2, Sault College with the early lead. Now Ejim moving it around, trying to set a pick for Gibson Ediful. And now Ejim inside and gets it to go. Boy, Kenny Ejim, 6'6", second-year player out of Brampton. And his size and power, that could be a big difference in today's game.
We'll see how that plays out throughout the rest of this game.
Here's Sue moving it around. And big body on big body, and missing the three. There was Cheyenne Fletcher, and it is rebounded by Gibson Ediful. Inside to Edgem. Back over to Bukovac. Trying to set a pick, now charging in, and we've got a travel on Gibson Ediful, fourth-year player out of Brampton. Gibson Ediful, who had 17 points yesterday, second only to Edgem in that 71-53 win, and almost coming up with the steal was Jordan Rose, but Macbeth Medziba able to keep it. Now it's kicked out, moved around, open look for Medziba. Three does not go. Bukovac was there fighting for the rebound, couldn't get it, but it's out of bounds on Sioux College. So Bukovac will inbound it. Bukovac looking and just does get it to Gordon Ediful. Here's Gordon Ediful, kicks it out far side. Jordan Rose back out to the top to Kerwin Elvis. Elvis corrals it, back over to the side. Here's Ediful trying to get it inside, and reverse layup, nice shot. Gibson Ediful.
And we've seen it on all three possessions so far. Humber has a very clear game plan to drive in and to attack the bucket.
As coming up short there on the three, rebounded by Bukovac. Matthew Bukovac, 6'5", power forward out of Toronto. Kicked out, there's Kerwin Elvis. Now the shot, and not getting it to go is Jordan Rose, rebounded by Elvis. Rose again, gets it inside to Edgem. Edgem looking for somewhere to go, kicks it out top of the key to Bukovac for three. He gets it to go. Matthew Bukovac. Big body, but a good shooter's touch right there. And the Hawks up 9-3, 5 minutes in.
That's what happens when you're expecting a drive. The defense will collapse, allowing a wide open three-point attempt.
And getting some good looks early on. 6:54 to play. As Bukovac called for the foul there, first foul for Bukovac and for the Hawks.
We saw it on the replay there. He was able to kick the ball out as the defense collapsed for a wide open three.
And not getting the shot to go there was McPherson. Edgem with the rebound. Here comes Ediful. Near side, Rose. Swinging it around, Rose drops it to Bukovac, top of the key. Inside, there's Edgem again, reverse layup, gets it to go. Kenny Edgem, my goodness, what a force he can be. 6'6", but plays even bigger than that. Second-year player out of Brampton, 23 points last night to lead the Hawks. And he could just change a game on his own. And now here's a shot, and McPherson. No, I beg your pardon, that's Medziba, gets it to go. It's at 11-5. There's Jordan Rose now working against the full court press, and we've got a whistle. And I believe Joey Bruni is going to get called for the foul. Joey Bruni, second year out of Sault Ste. Marie. Second team foul for the Cougars, so Bukovac will inbound it to Kerwin Elvis. There's Elvis, gets it back to Edgem, top of the key, working his way around, now trying to drive in, but kicks it out. Rose, over for the shot is Ediful, and for three, Gordon Ediful. So Gordon Ediful giving the Hawks a 14-5 lead here in the early going. Bruni takes it up. And now a long shot for Cheyenne Fletcher, and that's a three. Cheyenne Fletcher, 6'6", tallest member of this Sioux College team. First-year player hits the three, so the answer, and that's a big one for Sioux College. 14-8. Here's Rose, tried to drive, kicks back out, drops to Ediful. Ediful now working his way inside, kicks it out. Here's Bukovac trying for another three, can't get it to go off the back iron. Rebound by Medziba. There's Medziba. And now Medziba getting space, kicks it back out to McPherson. McPherson driving and floating layup, and it's good. 14-10. So a nice answer by Sioux College. They're getting down 9, a 5-0 run. It's a 14-10 ball game. There's Cheyenne Fletcher, you see, out of Toronto. Here's Bukovac, top of the key. Bukovac drops it back to Ediful. Ediful trying to drive in, now kicks it out, and wide open look for Kerwin Elvis, and Elvis hits the three. Elvis in the building, very much so. Kerwin Elvis for three. It is 17-10 in favor of the Hawks.
For Humber right now, it's all about the driving kick.
That was our keys to the game. Good point there, Sean. This one does not go. Elvis comes up with it again, streaking down the court, kicks it out. Ediful had a look, drives it in, floats it up. It's good. Gordon Ediful. Gibson Ediful with the shot. So answering that 5-0 run. And this ball is lost. Here's Kerwin Elvis. And Gibson Ediful had to turn around. It was behind him. Lost the handle on it there. Unable to coordinate. Gibson Ediful, not Gordon Ediful. I apologize. Fourth year player out of Brampton. 5'11" point guard. Told you he had a big game yesterday. 17 points in the start. Also had 10 rebounds to lead the team. Also led the way with 6 assists. So Gibson Ediful has had a big impact for this team. So each team with a 5-0 run now. The Hawks currently on theirs. And now we see McPherson trying to drive it, kicks it out instead, and there's a 3 attempt that goes for Nathan Heymanen. So able to stop the bleeding a little bit there with Sault College hanging in here early. And now into the game and driving, but blocked. The block there by Frimpong against Valio Judge. And now we've got a travel on Sault College. Valio Judge, 6'4" forward out of Toronto, was blocked there by Randy Frimpong. And as you see Judge right there, as he will inbound it. And into the game is Braden Goen. Braden Goen out of Holland Landing, third-year player. And here's Brandon Goen with a look. And can't get it to go, but the rebound. Nice play by Valio Judge. Now bouncing it inside. Gibson Ediful can't get it to go, but there for the tip-in on the follow was David Stevens. Tallest man on the court, 6'7" out of Mississauga, fourth-year player. And a nice job by Stevens following that one up. And here's a high arching shot that does not go for David Anderson. Going down the side, CJ Bennett, I beg your pardon, that's Nikhil Williams-McIntosh. And here's Nikhil Williams-McIntosh banking it in. No, he can't get it to go. And it is rebounded by Bruni. McPherson didn't get it to go, but a foul. No, violation. Confusion there. So it'll be Humber ball, and it'll be Valio Judge to inbound it. Bringing it up is Gibson Ediful. And now driving it in, showing off the size, but unable to get it to go is David Stevens. So here's Joey Bruni up the near side with it. And we've got a travel. Joey Bruni can't believe it. Called for the travel. Minute 43 to play in the first. 21-13. Humber leading this one. And nice move. Stopping on a dime there was Gibson Ediful. Walks it back out behind the 3 line. Looking for some space. And a blocking foul.
The foul is on number 9, Valio Judge, personal foul number 1.
Valio Judge, first personal foul. Sault College will maintain possession. It's McPherson working against Stevens, trying to drive it in. Nice underhand layup, can't get it to go, but a foul. Judge will shoot, or McPherson will shoot a pair.
And you see on the replay, he's able to drive around the defender there and lay it up. where the defender will not be able to have a block attempt on that ball.
There's some contact that will be excused, but anytime you make contact with the head area, you know that's going to get called. First one was no good. McPherson misses them both. Going with the rebound. Braden going. 6'5", drops it to Edifel. Edifel trying to get around Anderson. And Anderson is called for the foul. Grabbing the arm of Edifel. So it'll be Judge to inbound it.
Personal foul number 1 and team foul number 3.
So Goen will inbound it. Minute 15 to play. There's Judge near the top of the key. Far side, trying to drive it in, now kicking it out. Goen over, nice ball movement. Here's Rose for 3, can't get it to go. Scramble for the loose ball. And able to keep it are the Hawks. How about that play?
Heads up play there to bounce it off your defender so you maintain possession of the ball.
And a good job. We saw that in the first game as well. I believe it was Kerr that had that same play. Now inside and wide open is Stevens, able to lay it in. 10-point lead now. 6'7", David Stevens. 23-13, Humber leading. Trying to get it going is this Sioux College Cougar team. Driving it in is Anderson, can't get it to go. Rebound by Judge. And now getting it all the way down, and a nice easy lay-in there for C.J. Bennett.
Good first time, had long pass to the player there to get an easy fast break score.
10 on the shot clock here, and pirouetting a lot, but unable to get a shot. And now turning it over is Brian Smith. Good defense there by Stevens. So last shot. Let's take another look here. The easy lay-in for Bennett. Meanwhile, we got 10 to play. Humber can play for the last shot. You hear the countdown. Loose ball, and now tripping. Bennett tripped over Nathan Heymanen. Get a whistle, and Heymanen called for the foul. 3.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. See if the Hawks can get a shot off. Here's Bennett inside. Bennett going to try and lay it in. It's blocked, but a foul. So C.J. Bennett will shoot 2 with a 1.9. Randy Frimpong with the infraction. Bennett will shoot 2, gets the first one to go, 26-13. Interestingly enough, that was the score after one quarter in the women's game as well. Now Bennett can't get this one to go. And how about that? Both games after one quarter, Humber leading 26-13.
Sault College has to be pleased with the first quarter he's seen from his team. He wanted them to drive the ball, and they had done, opening up opportunities for them to kick it out for an easy look at 3.
Yeah, good point. That was in our keys to the game. So early on, Humber with a 13-point lead over Sioux College. Sioux College comes in 0-3. Humber 1-2. So we'll have a short break here before we get the second quarter underway. And we'll bring you the stats momentarily as well. So we told you 26-13, and leading the way was Gibson Edifel, 7 points in that first quarter. Valio Judge with team leading 3 rebounds, a couple of assists for Bukovic and for Rose. It's a good overall effort, a couple of steals by both teams. And Jamaico McPherson leading Sioux College with 5 points. So we'll see what transpires here in the second, see what adjustments are made. And very efficient shooting in the first quarter for Humber, 10 for 17 from the field, 3 for 6 from long range. You see the Sioux head coach, Greg Mapp, right there. And Sean Collins talking to his group as well. We're just about set to start quarter number 2. Sioux will inbound it. And trying to get some good ball movement going here. Fletcher had it. Now over to Madziba, guarded by Rose. Thinking about it with Fletcher. There's Hepburn with it, long shot, can't get it to go, rebound Rose. Rose coming up the near side, drops it back to Elvis. There's CJ Bennett. Edgem, turnaround jumper, no. Bruni will bring it up. Rebounded there by McPherson. McPherson kicking it out. Cheyenne Fletcher. Back over to Hepburn. Hepburn inside, no good. Rebounded by the Hawks. There's Bennett. And Bennett able to hang on. There's Bukovac. Rose trying to work his way inside on Bruni. Kicks it out. Here we go with Elvis over to Bukovac for 3. Yes, Matthew Bukovac. Hit a 3 in the first quarter, and it's a 3 here early in the second, 29-13 in favor of the Hawks. Madziba over to Hepburn. Hepburn trying to get it inside, tipped away, off the backboard. Edgem comes up with it. Down the side, here's Bennett in transition, kicking it out, knocked away by Bruni. It will stay with Humber.
And we're seeing Humber has some good ball movement here. See this pass right out of the corner to a nice open look for 3.
And that's been a big story. Some of the 3-pointers that Humber has been able to convert here. They had 3 in the first quarter. And ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go to Humber. And it's worth mentioning because in yesterday's game, despite scoring 71 points, Humber only had 6 3-pointers. They were 6 for 22 from 3-point range, 3 for 6 in the first quarter, and you just saw Bukovac with 1 here early. Kicking it out to Elvis. Elvis an open look for 3, can't get that one to go, and rebounded by Sioux College. Hepburn with it. Madziba dropping it back. Here's Hepburn again, over to Bruni. Bruni trying to drive on Elvis, and we've got a blocking foul. Kerwin Elvis gets whistled.
A good job by the offensive player there to drive an attack right at the defender. And yeah, he drives an attack right at the defender, forcing the referee to give him the whistle.
Bruni unable to get the first free throw to go. Here's the second attempt. That one is good. Bukovac will inbound it. Rose over to Bennett, trying to get a pick from Bukovac. There's Edgem. Now Elvis kicking it back out. Rose moving the ball well. Bennett inside to Edgem. Here's Edgem. No, can't get the shot to go, and no whistle. Good defense there by Sioux College. Here's Madziba. Fletcher dropping it to Bruni. Bruni looking for somewhere to go. Hepburn dropping it back to Madziba. And that's off the foot of Bruni. It's a turnover. Rose comes up with it in transition. Here's Elvis. Look, he had a good look. Handed it off to Edgem, and the ball's loose, and it's a turnover. And now in transition, and a little hook layup by Cheyenne Fletcher is good. And it's 29-16. Quickly coming down, though, and drawing the foul as Kerwin Elvis got hit hard, went down, hit the deck.
that's what a good lead pass forces the other team to do. They have no other option than to hack you and try and not allow you to get the bucket.
So a poorly executed offensive possession before, but a nice job by Elvis to come down and force the issue. As this one is no good for Kerwin Elvis. Here's the second attempt coming up, and that one is good. Got a timeout. Just briefly for substitution. Here's the play.
And he was left with only that option to try and get the ball out of any opportunity to score.
So 14-point lead for Humber here as we play with 6.5 minutes. And a long three by Fletcher comes up short, an air ball. And it was picked up there by Williams McIntosh into the game. Kyle Williams McIntosh. Now Rose trying to drive, he kicks it out, and here's Williams McIntosh, and he drains the three. Second-year player out of Newmarket, Kyle Williams McIntosh.
Drive and kick, we've been saying in the whole game, and it continues to work.
As a three does not go off the hands of Gone, picked up by Bruni. Bruni drops it back to Hepburn, top of the key to Madziba. Now trying to drive and spin and floating it, but no good as Judge comes up with the rebound. That was a missed shot there and a missed opportunity as McPherson couldn't get it to go. So here's Judge. Judge trying to drive, and we've got a travel. A little too aggressive there. Balliol Judge turns it over. So a timeout called by Sioux College. 33-16, Humber leading.
Sioux College needs to do a better job of closing out on shooters. They're getting beat in situations where they shouldn't get beat. And here we see a good lead pass where the player just lays it up and in because there's no defensive pressure there anymore, because of that easy fast break score.
That's a good point. And this drive, they continue. That's one of the themes, the aggressive nature. You see Sean Collins going over plays with his team. Sean Collins in his 11th year at the helm here at Humber College. So that's the horn, and players will take the court again. 17-point Humber lead. 5:36 to play in this second quarter. Sioux will inbound it. It'll be Jamaico McPherson to Macbeth Madziba. Madziba trying to drive in. Now has to bring it back out. Judge tightly guarding Hepburn. Hepburn trying to drive and can't get it to go. There's Edgem blocking it away, and Gone comes up with it. Can't get a clean dribble, now does. Rose, it's tipped, but Edgem has it. Thought about the shot, kicks it out. And a long-range jumper, three-pointer, no good by Williams McIntosh. Rebound, Sioux College. Here's Madziba again. Able to get the handle on it there was Randy Frimpong. Three-pointer from Bruni, and it hit the net. Unfortunately, didn't go in the basket. Goes out of bounds. So it'll be Humber ball, still leading by 17. So Braden Gone will bring it up near side to Edfull. Long pass to Williams McIntosh. Drops it back to Judge. Judge back to Edfull. Gone getting Edgem. Edgem look from the side. A jumper is good. Kenny Edgem hitting for two. It is 35-16 Humber.
Humber continues to pick apart Sault College's zone defense.
Yeah, good point. Maybe an adjustment in the second half we'll see from Sault College. Frimpong trying to drive in, blocked away. Williams-McIntosh. Edgem comes up with it. Numbers now for the Hawks. 4-on-2. Gone driving in, tries to dunk, gets it to go, and a foul. Braden Gone.
A good job by Gone there to take it up strong. And the only option for the defender again was to foul. He was either going to get a dunk or a trip to the line.
Sort of like in football, when a defender is beat, you have to commit a pass interference penalty just to save the touchdown. Similar to what we saw right there. Gone's free throw, no good, but tipped back. Edful has it. Already up 21 points, couldn't get the N1, but Humber has possession. There's Stevens kicking it over to Williams-McIntosh, back towards top of the key. Open look for three from Judge, can't get it to go, just beat the shot clock, but rebounded by Sault College. And here comes Sault College with a 2-on-1. McPherson hands it to Bruni, blocked away by Gone, but he's called for a foul. Almost. Braden Gone almost able to keep that from scoring, but Joey Bruni will go to the line for two. So we take a look at the replay here and watch Gone.
The defender's in a tough spot in that situation because the ball can either go two ways. But he did a good job of trying to get the clean block.
Bruni short on the first attempt. Here's the second shot, and that's good. 37-17. And here's Braden Gone, thought about three, drops it back. Edful over to Stevens. Stevens kicks it back out to Gone, and now in the corner, shooting for three, unable to make it, but Judge gets the putback. Judge with the putback after Jalen King could not hit the three. And now shooting for three and coming up short is Edful with the rebound. That was Beth Mitziba, who couldn't get it to go. 22-point Humber lead, 3 to play. Now Gone with it, working against Bruni, gets the pick from Stevens. Drops it back to Stevens. Stevens over to King in the corner. Here's Edful for three, no, but tipped off the hands of Stevens. It'll go out of bounds and it'll go back to Sault College.
Even though that last ball didn't go in, Sault College seems to be a step slow on their rotations.
Yeah, that's going to be problematic as we go through the rest of this game. Here's Hepburn. He gets a good look and can't get it to go. Loose ball tipped around, and Stevens almost came up with it, but it goes back to Sault College. There's Frimpong. And Zeba with it, 12 to shoot. And tipped around, and Judge fighting for it. He's got the loose ball, and an easy layup there for Gibson Ediful, excuse me. Gibson Ediful with the shot. 41-17, 2 to play in this first half.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
And Joey Bruni driving, stripped out of bounds, and it'll be Humber ball. So we look at the replay here and watch the easy feed. Gibson Ediful, that's just textbook right there.
Joey Bruni wasn't happy with that last out-of-bounds call, and he has been given a technical foul.
Yeah, very upset. Clearly, you can see the body language, and the shot is good. It's 42-17, and it'll be Humber ball. And the Cougars will call a timeout. So 42-17 game.
And what the Sault College coach is saying to his players right now is probably, we need to step up the effort level here we're a step slow on our rotations. We're getting beat on the three-point shot, which really shouldn't be happening.
Greg Mapp in his 6th year as head coach of Sault College. You take a look here. This is Jalen King.
If we see this ball movement, there's good ball movement, but you should always be ready to box your matchup out for the rebound. Sault College was late on that box out.
Yeah, and it's certainly reflected in the score. Effort level, slight talent disparity between the teams. 42-17, minute 55 to play here. As teams just about set to take the court again. So it'll be inbounded by Braden Gone.
Okay, just tell me when you
Gibson Ediful has it. Back to Gone, far side. Look at a drive. Now to Stevens. Stevens looking for somewhere to go. There's Ediful. Ediful kicks it out to Gone. Had a look. King has it. Now back out to Gone. 6 to shoot. King for 3. No. Rebounded by Sault College. Randy Frimpong has it. Here's Madziba driving it up against Ediful. Frimpong drops it to Bruni. There's Hepburn. And now Madziba inside, trying to drive and get a shot and unable to get it to go. And Stevens comes up with the rebound. Long pass, and it's over the head of Jalen King. Gibson Ediful just misfiring there. So it'll be an inbounds, minute to go for Sault College.
Last minute of play in the second quarter.
And Judge with good defense there. Hepburn drops it to Madziba. Now McPherson trying to drive on King. King holding his own, and a nice job as it's rebounded by Judge. Gone, near side, Stevens. Ediful trying to drive. Ediful kicks it out to Gone. Had a look. Gone will drive, kicks it out to King in the corner. Here's Gibson Ediful for 3, and Gibson Ediful buries it. How about that ball movement, Sean?
This zone is getting shredded right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen a change in philosophy out of necessity from head coach Greg Mapp, but 45-17.
Beautiful ball movement in the corner, and then he just hits it for 3.
It was a really, really nice sequence, and a travel again on Bruni. Frustrating afternoon for Joey Bruni. Turnover by Sault College. Humber can play for the last shot, 16.9 to play. So Judge will inbound it. There's Jalen King. Full court pressure being applied by McPherson. King over to Gibson Ediful. Ediful trying to get back towards the top of the key, kicks it out to Stevens. It's going to be Stevens for 3, can't get it to go. And the horn sounds. We've reached the end of the first half. It has been all Humber in this one, 45-17, and perhaps more impressively, a 19-4 advantage in the second quarter.
Well, we've seen it all game, really. The movement has been fantastic, and it all started from the early commitment to driving the lane and making the defense collapse, and then forcing them to kick it out for open threes.
Yeah, the ball movement, it's been a little too much to handle for Sault College as we hit halftime, and it is a 45-17 lead, 28-point advantage, as you see, in favor of the Hawks. Look like they're well on their way to second win in as many days against Sault College. Won by 18 yesterday, up by 28 at the break here.
Last ball on 658-407.
And
Okay, the next number is 544344.
And
544.
so we will have a short break here, about 14 minutes or so. We're going to send it over in a moment for a halftime interview.
And we have our winner. And what's your name? All right, so you know how it works, Evan? Okay, for those of you who don't know, what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 layups from here. We're going to have 2 shots.
So,
then you're going to
good
have
first
to
half.
go for the foul
You
line,
said
2
the
shots
drive
there. Once you get
was
past
important. Do you expect to see a change in defensive philosophy?
I think it's going to change out of necessity at this point.
Yeah, we'll see how Greg, Matt.
I'm sorry. I know. Unfortunately, we're still going to send you home with a great hockey swag bag courtesy of SAA. Thanks for
Thank
playing.
you very much. I'm joined by Humber assistant coach James DePoe. James, yesterday at this time and half, Humber was only winning 27-20. What is the biggest difference from last night and today?
Clearly our offensive execution. It was our focus in the pregame, was just cleaning up. It was at halftime yesterday as well, and we were much better offensively in the second half yesterday, and it sort of carried over into the first half today, just focusing on the details within our half-court offense, just setting screens, spacing to the right spots, and really moving the ball.
So execution is the biggest emphasis today.
Yes, that's our focus, offensive execution.
Now, are you satisfied with the execution so far?
So far, so good. We're still going to clean up our zone offense a little bit, just some of the spacing, which is still a work in progress, being November 1st. So, but so far, positive. Halftime now, we'll talk about a couple things that we want to do defensively to clean up and continue to shut them down. I think we're doing a pretty good job defensively as well. So,
and the score definitely says that. Thank you very much, DePoe. We'll see you in the second half.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys.
Okay, well, take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. The Hawks really rolling in this one. 45-17 the score at halftime. Michael Seff alongside Sean Togood, and we'll hear from Natalie Stoberman momentarily. And you talked about it, the keys to the game, Sean, and really that was the case in the first half.
They seemed like they were really committed to playing a quick brand of basketball right from tip-off, and they really wanted to get out quickly and get a good, healthy lead.
And very similar to the women's game that we saw, not only getting a lead, but having that killer instinct, if you will, not letting up. And we'll see if they can kind of continue that theme in the second half of just being aggressive. You don't ever want to see a team let up, even with a big lead. And something tells me we're not going to see that. We didn't see it in the first game, and I don't think we're going to see it from Sean Collins' team here in the second half. So 45-17 the score as you look at some of the really nice plays that Humber had in that first half. As we could give you some of the numbers too. Gibson Ediful leading the way with 13 points. Kenny Edgem with 6. Matthew Bukovic with 6. 5 total rebounds. Rebellion Judge leading the way. 3 assists for Jordan Rose. And we'll get set in a second to bring you the second half. But right now, let's go over to Natalie Stoberman. Natalie?
Assistant coach James DePoe. James, yesterday at this time and a half, Humber was only winning 27-20. What is the biggest difference from last night and today?
Clearly our offensive execution. It was our focus in the pregame, was just cleaning up. It was at halftime yesterday as well, and we were much better offensively in the second half yesterday, and it sort of carried over into the first half today, just focusing on the details within our half-court offense, just setting screens, spacing to the right spots, and really moving the ball.
So execution is the biggest emphasis today?
Yes, that's our focus, offensive execution.
Now, are you satisfied with the execution so far?
So far, so good. We're still going to clean up our zone offense a little bit, just some of the spacing, which is still a work in progress, being November 1st. So, but so far, positive. Halftime now, we'll talk about a couple things that we want to do defensively to clean up and continue to shut them down. I think we're doing a pretty good job defensively as well. So,
and the score definitely says that. Thank you very much, DePoe. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Natalie, as the teams are about set to start the second half. As you see the coaches just going over some final things, and take us through the players to watch, Sean.
Well, we have number 3, Gibson Ediful. He's been really key to the Humber ability to lead this game. Kenny Edgem and Kerwin Elvis.
Yeah, all 3 have made significant contributions. As you mentioned in the first half, Gibson Ediful leading the way with 13 points. Not to be lost in things is C.J. Bennett. He had 3 points and a couple of rebounds. 6 points from Kenny Edgem, as we said. Kerwin Elvis had 4, a couple of rebounds. So we are underway here in the second half. Here at Humber, the Hawks leading the Cougars 45-17. Here's Edgem at the top of the key. That's knocked away and corralled there by Gibson Ediful. Drops it over to Kerwin Elvis. Elvis looking for a pick, kicks it out. Now driving in, Ediful making a move, layup, no good. Can't get it to go, rebounded by Fletcher. So here's Madziba to McPherson. Hepburn over to Joey Bruni. Here's Fletcher working against Kenny Edgem, big man on big man. Here's Madziba, double team, trying to get it in to Fletcher. Fletcher still working in, and Fletcher lays it up and in. Cheyenne Fletcher with a bucket. It's at 45-19. Floating it in there to Kenny Edgem. Edgem working against Fletcher, can't get it to go. Fletcher with the rebound. Cheyenne Fletcher, 6'6" forward, first-year player out of Toronto. There's Madziba, dropping it to Hepburn. And again, Fletcher against Edgem, drops it out to Bruni. Madziba over on the far side to McPherson, driving in it is Bruni and almost got it to go. Nice effort there by Joey Bruni, but couldn't get it to fall. Gibson Ediful with the rebound.
Go high, go high.
Ediful at the key. Still with his own defense, and here's a floater from Ediful, no good. And rebound by McPherson, near side to Bruni. Here comes Bruni, kicks it out, and in the corner for three is Fletcher, and Fletcher drains it. So Cheyenne Fletcher with a couple of buckets, 5 points here to open this second half for Sault College.
A nice little assist there by Bruni as well, able to find the open man in the corner.
And here's Ediful, and withstands the contact for the bucket. Gibson Ediful adding to his leading total. That's 15 now for Ediful, and it's 47-22, stopping that mini run by the Cougars of 5 straight points. Here's Bruni, top of the key on Ediful. Now in the corner, Hepburn. Hepburn trying to work his way in and can't get it out there because it's picked off by Rose. Rose, and now here's Ediful all the way over to Kerwin Elvis. Elvis back to Rose. Now Ediful against Bruni, gets a pick from Bukovac. Bukovac, he's double teamed. Wide open look for Ediful, and no good. Gibson Ediful could not get it to go, and grabbing the rebound there was Cheyenne Fletcher, but the pass almost gets away. Madziba with it. Madziba working against Kerwin Elvis. Madziba working through traffic, and in the corner, here's McPherson, too long, and rebound by Bukovac. And a nice move by Ediful, and he is fouled. Jamaico McPherson with the foul. First foul for either team in the second half, 3 minutes in to this third quarter. A nifty move there as we take a look at it by Ediful, and able to draw the foul from McPherson. So it'll be inbounded by Kerwin Elvis, and he floats it to Bukovac. Bukovac near side, driving is Ediful, and he is fouled. Fouled in the act of shooting, so Gibson Ediful will go to the line to try to pad his stats even more. Already leading the way with 15 points in this game. And that was Macbeth Madziba with the fouls. You see it right here. And almost got the and one. And he hits the first free throw. So 48-21, here's Gibson Ediful. 5'11" out of Toronto. Second attempt, and that is good. So 2 for 2 from the line there is Ediful. 49-21, here's Bruni bringing it up. Working on Ediful. Man-to-man defense. You see the difference in defensive schemes. Sean, you talked about it. Staying with the zone is Sault College. Lofting down McPherson. Nifty behind the back pass, and laying it in is Fletcher. How about that play?
That was a really nice play just to get it off and give it a chance to go in.
Yeah, really smooth move. We're going to take another look at it. Watch the movement here. Behind the back pass from McPherson, and in perfect position is Fletcher.
At that point, you're just hoping that your teammate is able to catch that pass.
So after a foul, it is Humber ball, 49-23 the score. Here's Edgem. Edgem weaving through some traffic. Now Elvis on the far side with it. Kerwin Elvis back out to the top. The Bukovac inside to Edgem. Lost the handle, but still able to recover and lay it in. Wanted the foul, didn't get the call, but he does get the bucket. It's 51-23. So wasn't the most picturesque bucket you'll ever see, but effective nonetheless for Edgem. And now here's driving Hepburn. Can't get it to go, but he's fouled. Or they're going to say out of bounds. No foul, but it will stay with Sault College here. So a 28-point Hawks lead, just as it was at the break. We are 4 minutes into this third quarter. These teams meeting for the second straight day. Humber winning yesterday, 71-53, first win of the season. And now an open look for three is Fletcher, and he drains it again. Second three of the third quarter for Cheyenne Fletcher.
They seem to be exploiting Fletcher's ability to shoot the three ball from the corner.
And he's made him pay, and now a turnover, an errant pass off the hands of Gone, and it will go over to Sault College here. And here's David Anderson with it. Fletcher again working on Edgem, bouncing it to McPherson. McPherson against Gone. Back out to the top of the key, Hepburn. There's Bruni moving it to Anderson, and Anderson traveled. So a traveling turnover on David Anderson, and the ball will go back to Humber. Get a look there at Cheyenne Fletcher. So here's Gibson Edful working against Anderson. Now it's Rose. Rose working around the perimeter. And here's an open look from Edgem, and it's good. I believe it's going to be a 2 at 1 foot over the line. But Edgem does get the bucket, his second of this quarter. So 53-26, Humber leading. Kind of like in the first game, everybody really seeming to get in on this act. Here's Bruni, top of the key. Bruni for 2, gets it. Joey Bruni makes it 53-28. Here is Gibson Edful working against Anderson, and Edful will bring it back out. Here's Edgem. Seen that Edgem against Fletcher matchup. Going, lofting it, and over the head. Bad pass. Just leading Kenny Edgem a little too far there.
And on that last play, Bruni came off the screen and he was prepared to shoot the ball as soon as he got possession. He didn't let it stick in his hands. He was ready to shoot right away.
So a brief timeout here for Humber. We're under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 53-28, the Hawks leading this one, looking for their second win in as many days against Sault College. Up here well on their way to that. 71-53 was the final yesterday. In case you missed it, earlier on in the women's game, the Hawks all over the Cougars. 93-48 was the final there. Natalie Hagopian leading the way with 27 points. A fantastic effort really from the whole team. Hagopian had a big day, of course, in terms of points. We saw a lot of different contributions there. So looking for the Twin Bills sweep is Humber here this afternoon. As you see Greg Mapp going over some things with his team. Greg Mapp, a sixth-year head coach for Sault College, and Sean Collins for Humber in his 11th year with the program.
And here on the replay, we see that inbound pass to a three-point right away from the inbound.
Yeah, and really, we haven't seen much of a change in defensive philosophy as we had anticipated from Sault College here in the second half. Still mostly playing zone defense. There's Joey Bruni working against Gone. Gone blocked out. There's Bruni. McPherson with it now. McPherson working against Braden Gone. Spins inside, couldn't get it to go. Rebound Ediful. Gibson Ediful. Now against David Anderson, top of the key. Wide open look for Judge, and he drains the three. There's Judge getting back into the act. Heard from him sporadically in the first half. Valia Judge, first-year player out of Toronto, and we've got a whistle. And I think they're going to get Edful for a foul, grabbing the wrist of Bruni.
The foul is on number 3, Gibson Edful. Personal foul number 2. Team foul number 1.
Second foul on Edful. So McPherson will inbound it. Looking for an opening. Gets it to Frimpong. Now Bruni. And a bad pass. Couldn't find Brian Smith, and here come the Hawks, and almost dunking it in, but getting fouled in the act was David Stevens. Good effort there by Stevens. Can't get it to go, but he'll shoot 2.
Stevens took it out nice and strong there in order to induce the defense into getting fouled. We see the pass is ill-advised, and Stevens took it back, goes up strong, gets the foul, will shoot 2 at the line.
We're going to have a timeout first, and still waiting for that first dunk of the day. We almost had it there, but the path to the basket for Stevens was impeded. Draws the foul. That was a nice pass as well from Braden Gone on the play. Braden going a third-year player, and David Stevens in his fourth year, 6'7", really an imposing figure, especially being the tallest figure on the court today. Have a couple of 6'6" guys as well, Kenny Edgem, Cheyenne Fletcher, Brian Smith, as Sean Collins talks to his team.
Even with such a big lead, Sean Collins continues to preach what he wants to see. And we have the replay, as you see here, with the steal and the attempt at a poster dunk. Just can't get it to go down. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That was a good effort there. Had the 2-on-1 against the undersized Bruni. Joey Bruni, only 5'7". David Stevens has a full foot on him. Not the matchup you want if you're Sioux College. So Stevens, in his bright green shoes, will shoot a pair. As the official's going to try and sort out the personnel here. See Sean Collins over to the desk as well. Both coaches trying to figure out what's going on. And there's the shoes. We see some good footwear from players, but something about the bright yellow, bright green stands out. Still awaiting word on what's going on. I thought I heard the officials mentioning number 13, which would probably mean Brian Smith, the only 13 that's gotten into the game today. Both Mapp and Collins discussing matters with the officials. Not sure what this could be in reference to, Sean. Illegal substitution, maybe?
That's my best guess right now. It would appear that the player was substituted illegally, and they'll have to wait to get subbed in again.
Yeah, so it was 13, Brian Smith, who just came off. Now we're ready to go. And here's the first attempt from Stevens, and he gets it to go. David Stevens with the first one. Here's the second attempt. And Stevens gets it to go again. So 2 for 2 from the line. And a kind of a playful cheer from his teammates. And it is a 30-point Hawks lead as Bruni brings the ball up. And Bruni trying to drive in, and Bruni can't get it to go, but he does get the foul.
Bruni was able to drive through all those tall trees defensively and puts it up and gets a foul and will shoot 2.
Give Bruni credit, even at 5'7", like his aggressiveness and not afraid to stick his nose in there as he misses the first one. Saw him trying to defend a 2-on-1 against the guy who was a full foot taller than him. And second attempt by Bruni, and that's good. So 3 times to the line, Bruni has gone 1 for 2 each time. And 58-29 the score. And I think we're going to get a travel here. Or did we get a foul? As Bruni comes off. It is a foul. So Bruni will stay in, but he's called for the foul, his second. And it sends Stevens to the line. I beg your pardon, Bennett. C.J. Bennett. And he hits the first one, 59-29. And trying to push it up to 60. And Bennett goes 2 for 2. So 60-29, Hawks. And this game kind of following a very similar path as the first game we watched between the women's squads. Here's Fletcher. Fletcher this time working against Judge. Very physical defense, throws up a shot that almost goes, but it's rebounded by Rose. Jordan Rose floats it, nice pass. In the game now is Mikhail Williams-McIntosh, saw him in the first half. Rose to Stevens, back out to Judge, top of the key for 3, no good, rebounded by McPherson. Here's Bruni with it. Under 3 to play in the second half. Frimpong to the top of the key. There's David Anderson. Almost lost the handle, and now losing the handle and getting called for the backcourt violation is Cheyenne Fletcher.
Backcourt violation, Hawks basketball.
So Fletcher the turnover as he couldn't corral the pass. And so Judge will inbound it. It's Williams McIntosh working against McPherson, drops it to Stevens. Stevens at the top of the key, a long three, no good, back iron, rebound McPherson, and we have a foul. A whistle under the basket, and I believe it's against Sault College. And I think David Anderson is called for the foul there. So Sean Collins, as we said, in his 11th year, has to be pretty pleased with the effort here today as C.J. Bennett is at the line again, and Bennett drains the first. Saw Bennett just go 2 for 2 from the line. Bennett out of Brampton, Ontario, and he goes 2 for 2 again from the line. Makes it 62-29. There's Anderson bringing it up. Fletcher again being guarded by Judge, primarily man-to-man defense. We see Stevens there in the key. McPherson getting it into Frimpong. Frimpong against Anderson, just outside the key. Frimpong trying to make a move, can't get it to go. Nice rebound by Fletcher, puts it back, and a foul. Cheyenne Fletcher is going to have a chance for a three-point play.
Fletcher just wanted that ball more than the defender. He was able to go up, grab it, put it back up as quickly as possible. We see here, he just puts it back up and gets it in.
And Fletcher able to complete the three-point play, 62-32. There's C.J. Bennett. Bennett tapping it out to Kyle Williams McIntosh, and we've got a whistle.
The foul is on number 9,
And Baljo Judge gets called for the foul. It was away from the ball, so turnover. As Anderson brings it up again for the Cougars. There's Bennett working against Judge. McPherson with it near side, drops it to Bruni. Bruni top of the key, back to Frimpong. There's Anderson near the corner. Anderson trying to drive, off balance shot, gets it to go. David Anderson, a bucket. Makes it a 28-point game and almost the steal there. But C.J. Bennett able to hold on. Here's Williams McIntosh bouncing it in near the key to Stevens, but he's stripped. Anderson has it. Here come the Cougars in transition. Fletcher can't get it to go off the boards. Rebounded Humber. Williams McIntosh gets it over to Bennett. Bennett dropping it into Judge. Guarded by Frimpong. Kicks it out for Williams McIntosh for three. No good. And nicely rebounded there by Stevens. Reset at the top. And losing the handle on it and going down hard was C.J. Bennett as he landed on top of David Anderson. Both players okay, they get right back up.
The foul is on number 8, C.J.
Bennett called for the foul there. Let's take a look at the replay. Very physical play.
Team foul number 5.
Oh, he didn't really have control of the ball there, and he lost control of himself, and he wasn't really able to hold up.
It's always a dangerous play because without the ball, you know, you're kind of half doing what you're trying to do with the ball and only half trying to kind of keep your balance. But fortunately, both players okay. And here's Anderson driving in, and Anderson gets it to go. A layup underneath, and he's fouled on the play by Jordan Rose. So a chance for another three-point play here for Sault College.
And Sault College is starting to turn their intensity up. They're starting to drive more to the bucket, to be more aggressive, and to be fouled.
And it seems like a much more evenly played game in this third quarter, and it was a 28-point game at halftime, 26-point game now. So it gives Sault credit for kind of hanging in as much as they can as Anderson completes the three-point play. Certainly wouldn't say that Humber is letting up, but at the same time, Sault not going down easy either as there's a missed layup. Bennett couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Bennett. Here's Bruni driving hard, and Bruni cannot get it to go. Tip back. Fletcher has it now. Fletcher kicks it out to Anderson. Thought about the three. Resetting. Here's McPherson. McPherson spinning with the move. Can't get it to go. Rebound Edgem. McPherson was working against Jalen King there, and with the clock winding down, Kenny Edgem is fouled. Cheyenne Fletcher gets called for the infraction with 2.8 on the clock.
Looking at the replay, it's one of those fouls where you have to foul the guy or he'll get an easy 2 points.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the first half, and I likened it to the defender who's beat and gets a pass interference in football, as Edgem gets the first bucket to drop on the free throw. And here's the second, and Edgem converts them both. So Kenny Edgem 2 for 2, 64-37. And in the final seconds, we'll see if Sault can get a shot off. They do, but it is no good. It was missed there by Jamaico McPherson. So 64-37, Humber leading, as we will head to the fourth quarter of play here. Teams will head to the sideline very briefly for a couple of minutes before we head out for the final 10 minutes. And what did you see in that third quarter, Sean? Looked like a more spirited effort from Sault.
It seems like Sault College showed up late for this game, and they finally started to turn it up a little bit in the third quarter, and they started playing the way they need to if they're going to get back into this game in the fourth.
Yeah, it was Humber leading by 13 after one, and then really dominant in the second quarter, 19-4. But in that third quarter, Sault outscored Humber 20-19. Now, granted, with a 28-point deficit, outscoring a team by one, that's not going to get you very far. But just in the sense that, hey, we're not going to be a pushover. We're not going to let you just run up the score on us. So give Sault a little bit of credit. Head coach Greg Mapp maybe made a few adjustments, although we didn't really see much of a change from the zone philosophy. But as you said, maybe just turning it up a gear that we didn't see in the first half.
Head coach Sean Collins will definitely have some words with his team not to take their foot off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's it's always tricky. I mean, you never want to say that you don't want to be in this position as a team with a big lead, but there's a different element of playing with a very comfortable lead as opposed to a game where you know you're going to have to scrap and fight. So we would certainly expect a good effort here from Humber in this fourth quarter, but human nature, as you heard Sherman, the head coach of the women's team, talk about in the first game. And nothing comes easy in sports, does it? So.
No, it doesn't. You always have to fight to the end of the game because nobody wants to roll over and let you win.
Yeah, very, very well said as we get set to open the final quarter of play here. 64-37, Humber leading Sault College. Gibson Edfull leading the way with 17 points, but Cheyenne Fletcher not far behind, leading Sault with 16 points. Had a big third quarter. And there's Fletcher again at the top of the key. Fletcher gets it over to Anderson, thought about the three, working against King, tries to force a shot, and King is there for the rebound. So here comes Jalen King, charging hard, and he almost lost it. Thought he might have gotten called for the travel, but the ball goes out of bounds anyway. So it'll be Sault ball. As the Cougars will inbound it. It'll be Jamaico McPherson getting it into Anderson. Seeing some full court pressure here. Jalen King defending against Anderson. Here's McPherson. As Bruni loses the handle on it. And a turnover for Bruni, who's made a few nice plays, but mostly has had a frustrating afternoon. So here's the inbounds from Bukovic. Bennett now on the far side, looking for the pick play, kicking it out for three. Williams-McIntosh cannot get it to go, but King is there for the rebound. King spins around Anderson, gets back out. Vukovic thought about the long three. He's hit a couple of those today. Now he drives and can't get it to go. And there to clean up and finish with the bucket is C.J. Bennett.
It's a nice hustle there from C.J. Bennett to come in as the second man in and clean up the glass.
Yeah, really, you got to like the effort there. Not just the effort, but the execution. We heard James DePoe talking about that at halftime with Natalie Stoberman. Just about execution. It sounds very basic. It's not as easy as you'd think. Frimpong misses the shot. Vukovic the rebound. 29-point Humber lead, 8.5 to play. Here's Vukovic bringing it down. Near side now, here's Bennett. Bennett to Edgem, and we've got a whistle. It'll be a foul. And that's gonna go against Frimpong. Second of the day for Frimpong. As Anderson will head off and Madziba will come in. So King floats the inbounds to Edgem. King now kicking it back out to Vukovic. As Williams McIntosh gets it down to Edgem. Edgem working in traffic. Williams McIntosh out to Vukovic. Long three, can't get it to go, but a nice job. Offensive rebound by Williams McIntosh. Here's Bennett. Bennett looks for the pick from Vukovic. Edgem, shot clock at 5. Edgem a long three, air ball, trying to get it back up there. On the second chance was King, he couldn't. The shot clock runs out, and the Cougars will take possession.
Some nice defense there by the Cougars to ensure a shot clock violation.
I think you would want Kenny Edgem taking a long three-pointer if you're Sault College. That's how you draw up good defense. Not the shot that Humber wants, and a long three is good by Joey Bruno. So 66-40. Bruno hits the three, and now charging down is Edgem. Look at the size and speed of Kenny Edgem with the layup at 68-40. Quick answer there for the Hawks. So long shot here from Frimpong for three, bounces in and out. Edgem for the rebound. There's Edgem again working against Fletcher, tries to drive, got a whistle. And we've got a push called. And that's Cheyenne Fletcher. Second foul against Cheyenne Fletcher, who came into this fourth quarter leading the club with 16 points, and now up and in on a layup from C.J. Bennett, makes it 70-40.
A nice play there on the inbound pass. Just a quick inbound, and he puts it up and in.
And Fletcher tried to put it up and in, couldn't get the three to go, and here's a wide open Edgem, makes the move and drops it in. No dunk, but Edgem is racking up the points, 72-40 now. Edgem had 12 coming into this fourth quarter. He's at 16 now. Here's Fletcher working inside. Fletcher finger roll layup, and back to a 30-point Humber lead. Fletcher padding his total. He is up to 20 points, leads all scorers, and now William, that's Bennett for three. C.J. Bennett, three-pointer. He's had a nice afternoon. Here's Bruno against King. Underhand rolls it to Frimpong. Frimpong working against Vukovic. Out to Madziba. Fakes the shot. Tries to gain possession. Back out to Bruno for three to beat the shot clock. No good. Rebound, Vukovic.
That possession was really stagnant offensively. There wasn't really any ball movement there.
And a three that doesn't go for King. Looked like he was bumped, but it's rebounded by Bennett. Now a three from Vukovic, no good, and the ball will be almost saved by Bennett, but it's out of bounds, and it will stay with Sault. So you see Joey Rooney out of Sault Ste. Marie. 5:26 to play, 75-42. Humber leading this one. Well on their way to their second win of the season and second win in as many days, and Sault will fall to 0-4 with the loss. You see Sean Collins talking to Bukovic. Back in the game is Braden Goen. Goen flips it out to King on the near side. King working against Madziba. King kicks it out to Stevens. Here's Goen in the corner. Thought about the three, makes a move, floats it up as the shot clock expires. There was not a whistle for the shot clock violation, but now the ball is out of bounds, and it will go back to Sault. We've got a Cougars timeout here.
The Cougars have really stepped up their defensive pressure here in the fourth quarter. It might be too little too late.
Yeah, now a 33-point deficit. It's the biggest lead of the game for Humber, but it was a 28-point game at halftime. We saw a nice third quarter push for Sault, but got away from him again a little bit here in the fourth quarter. 33-point game with 5 and change to play. Sean Collins continuing to draw plays for his team. 11th year coach, Sean Collins. We'll take another look here at Bruno.
He hit a deep three. That was a pretty deep three with a hand in his face.
Yeah, it was a tough shot, and it's been kind of a tough day for Joey Bruno. But that was a nice shot there. So the Cougars will inbound it here. It'll be McPherson, Jamaico McPherson, to Macbeth Madziba. There's Hepburn with it, working against Stevens. Back to McPherson, top of the key. There's Fletcher, drops it over to Bruno. Bruno working around the perimeter. Over to Hepburn, trying to drive, kicks it out. Wide open look for Fletcher for three. No good, and unable to make the rebound was McPherson. Goen comes up with it, and here come the Hawks. Here's Jalen King. Jalen King driving, off-balance shot, no good. Rebounded by Madziba. Over to Bruno. Bruno couldn't get the handle on it. May have had a look for a three. Madziba to McPherson, top of the key, and this time Bruno has the three and can't get it to go. King with the rebound. So there's Jalen King. Kerwin Elvis back in the game. There's Judge underneath. Judge cannot get it to go. Can he get the rebound? No, it trickles away and picked up by McPherson. Here's Fletcher. Fletcher this time goes back inside to Hepburn, and Hepburn lays it in for two.
A nice little man, a nice little pass to find his man cutting to the basket.
And getting the ball back, and another score very quickly is McPherson. So back-to-back buckets there in just a few seconds. McPherson with the play. Here's Elvis. Stevens back out to Judge. Swinging it over far side to King. King working against Madziba. Braden going at the top of the key. Back to King far side. King for three. No. Rebound, Fletcher. So Sault will bring it up. Madziba over to Hepburn. Hepburn trying to drive in. Hepburn spins. Backboard, no good. Out of bounds. And it will be Hawks ball. 3:10 to play. Hawks comfortably in front. 75-46. Elvis over to King. Stevens off the tip. Goen picks it up. Goen forces his way and gets the layup. Nice job by Braden Goen to keep position and get that shot to go. 31-point Humber lead. Here's McPherson driving. Can't get that to go. Jalen King the rebound. King sprinting up the court. Hands it over to Judge, and Judge lays it up and in.
A nice little layup by Judge there. A nice pass leading to the layup.
79-46. Here's Hepburn. Hepburn, nice spin move, but can't get the shot. He is fouled. And I believe the foul was on Jalen King. First of the day for King. 33-point Humber lead with just under 2.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Humber well on its way to win number 2. Last night beat Sault College 71-53. A couple of tough losses a week ago as Hepburn hits the first one, 83-74 against Lambton, and a day later losing by just 3 in overtime to St. Clair, 90-87. Both free throws good by Hepburn. So it is a 30-point game, or excuse me, 31-point. Here's Williams McIntosh. Stevens with it now. Inside, wide open look Judge. He lays it up and in.
That was a good job of having vision and seeing the man cutting to the basket.
And Judge really getting himself in good position there.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
And blocked away by Stevens in the hands of Bennett. He goes down hard. C.J. Bennett hitting the deck. Hops back up.
The foul is on number 4.
A whistle. Hepburn was called for the foul as we take another look at that play. And here's Stevens inside. Stevens leaning forward, gets the layup. David Stevens. Nice afternoon, 83-48. It was 93-48 in the women's game. Here's Bruno. Hepburn back out. And the shot will go for Nathan Heymanen back in the game. And here's Bennett with it on the far side. Minute 15 to play. King kicking it back out to Bennett. Inside to Judge. Judge back to Stevens, top of the key, and Stevens cannot get it to go. Tipped around, rebound by Frimpong.
Last minute of play in the fourth quarter.
And a whistle at the 1 minute mark. Blocking foul on Judge.
The foul is on number 9, Randy Frimpong. Personal foul number 3.
Oh, I beg your pardon, that was
Team foul number
against
3.
Sioux. Frimpong, not Judge. Let's take another look here. As you see,
Correction, foul is on number 9, watch out, Judge. Personal foul number 4.
so it was on Judge.
Number 2.
And we got that straightened out. Bruno moving the ball around, Heymanen back in the game. Frimpong working against Judge, 9 against 9. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound is corralled, no. King had it taken away and may have taken an elbow as well. That's going to be a foul.
It looked like he took an errant elbow to the nose.
Team foul number 4.
And fortunately, he is all right. Shakes that off. Under 40 seconds to play here. Here's Bennett, and he'll kick it back out. King with it. Near side, Williams McIntosh. Stevens back to Judge inside, back out to Williams McIntosh. Good ball movement here by the Hawks, driving it in. Can't get the reverse layup to go. Bennett goes down, hops back up. Here's Bruni. Far side, Hepburn for 3 and gets it to go. Michael Hepburn makes it a 30-point game with 10 seconds. See if Humber just lets the clock run out here. And we've got a foul with 2.4 seconds. Well, neither team giving an inch. Here's Sioux with the inbounds. Adzeba is not going to attempt a shot, and that's your ball game. So Humber wins this one with ease by 30 points, 83-53. Humber improves to 2-2. Sault College falls to 0-4. And for Sean Togut, I'm Michael Seff. We'll get this thing wrapped up for you as both Hawks teams winning here today. The women's team winning 93-48, And the men's team winning 83-53. Nice all-around effort by the Hawks, wouldn't you say, Sean?
Yeah, I would say that Sean Collins definitely has his team back on track here with this win today. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They drove to the bucket. That driving to the bucket allowed them to kick it out to open threes later in the game, and they were in control from the first minute to the last.
So a good win for the Hawks, 83-53, the final.
It's now time for your Hawks Nation players.
We'll look at some of the highlights.
Number 8, CJ.
Shortly, we'll have a highlight package for you and post-game interview as well. So the Hawks winning this one by 30 points, 83-53, winning both games here this weekend against Sault College. It was by 18 last night. So here's their highlight package as we take a look at some of the big plays from this game.
And all day, really, Humber was able to take control from the opening tip, just finding nice lanes to pass the ball, and defensively they were really in control.
Yeah, and the leading point scorer in this game was actually Cheyenne Fletcher. As you watch C.J. Bennett, and that was the play where Bennett went down, lost the handle on it. But overall, as we're seeing, just a good effort all around for Humber to get the win. As that was the long three by Joey Bruni. As there's Edgem, and the size and speed was a big factor today, wouldn't you say, Sean?
Yeah, they were able. Oh.